following this log we keep hearing on the radio on the north side of a bridge. So we passed the bridge going south for like a half an hour, and I guess this thing has drifted quite a while because we are finally just coming along this bridge with this big log in the water, right dead center.
We are Hard Knot Life and we love traveling adventures and sailing. We decided to sell almost everything we owned and leave the 9 to 5 in Canada for the adventure of a lifetime, sailing where the wind takes us. We bought a boat thinking it wasn't gonna be a project boat, and after 2 months of working on the hard, we realized how much work it needed. We finally set sail and made our way to and through the ICW and beyond. Follow our adventures every Sunday and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new episode.
Okay, so we've been following this log we keep hearing on the radio on the north side of a bridge. So we passed the bridge going south for like a half an hour, and I guess this thing has drifted quite a while because we are finally just coming along this bridge with this big log in the water, right dead center of the channel.
Wow!
Had to go pretty far off course to get around it, but luckily we got 13 feet of water still.
And we passed it.
And we passed it. We could stop worrying about it. We had our eyes peeled, binoculars looking.
The water is looking better! Yeah. Look at the water! It's looking greener! Oh my god!
And it's less brown.
Look, there's a buoy there.
Yeah, I see that. You gotta get around that.
Oh my god, it's getting beautifuler. Every single mile we go down south.
That's the ocean in front of us now.
Yeah, that's the ocean in front of us. If you... Another bridge.
Two bridges.
We're heading to Moorhead City. And this is, I believe this is Moorhead City Bridge. We just passed another bridge, 2 bridges at the same time. So it was a rail bridge that's not down all the time, so I guess it barely gets any train. Another bridge. We made it to SWANSBORO. It's not the easiest anchorage. There's a lot of current and a lot of wind, and it just doesn't make it easy. It's hard to grab, but we made it. I think we're pretty hooked. There is a restaurant right there. Apparently, back in the days, you used to eat at the restaurant and dock for free, but apparently the dock belongs to the city now, and now you gotta pay it through the government system. You gotta go and pay it online or make a phone call. They're not open on the weekends, and today's Saturday. Yeah, we made it safe and probably leaving tomorrow early in the morning. Good morning, everyone. This is day 10 of motoring on the ICW. We anchored in SWANSBORO. To be honest, we don't recommend it. I mean, at the beginning it was crazy, then it got calm, but it's not a recommended spot to anchor. Luckily we had some sleep, but Mike is gonna tell you what happened with the anchor situation.
We had little space all around us. Like there were markers, there were docks, and then there's another boat miraculously anchored. And we set the anchor. I got a plow anchor, so if I'm sitting the plow anchor, it's better to let it kind of slowly settle its way in. If I try to set it too fast, it wants to pull on the surface. So there's a ton of current there, like at least 2 knots of current. It looked like you're motoring when you look at the water. And I just let the weight of the boat with the current pull us on the anchor while we idle for maybe like 5 or so more minutes, maybe a little bit longer, and then set it, and it felt nice and deep. We set our anchor alarm, and we thought all was good. We're just gonna have to live with the current. But the winds continued to pick up, more so than they said again. And the weirdest phenomenon happened, where the current, where we set the anchor, we drifted towards the anchor, drifted over the anchor. So the anchor chain, when you look down, it's dark at this point, when you look down, the anchor is going down and then back underneath us. And we're pulling on it quite a bit, but you look at the water, and the water is going back. So it was just like we were motoring, because the current is going from bow to stern very quickly. But the bit of wind that was out there, and it wasn't like crazy wind, like we've been in a lot worse wind. I think it was like gusts of 35 kilometers an hour, like maybe like 20 knots of wind at the worst. And that was enough to push us against all of that current and over top of our anchor. And because of the shape of the hull, the boat just wanted to go straight, so we just went straight, and the anchor went straight below us. And quite worried about that all night, like never been in a situation like that, not knowing, you know, we're still pulling on the anchor the same direction I set the anchor, except our boat is now facing the opposite direction. Instead of the anchor coming off the bow, it's going under our stern and pulling on. And at times, even with all that current, I could grab my snubber lines and pick them up, and it was just the weight of the chain. So we were almost like balanced over top of the anchor with the current pumping one way and the wind blowing the other way, and we just kind of snaked back and forth. I think we were like surfing over the anchor or sailing over the anchor, but with no sails up. We have a very large transom on the boat. It's almost like having an additional sail when you're going downwind, and I think that has a big part in that phenomenon. And then the shape of the hull wanted us to always go straight, so we didn't blow off to the side because there's so much current. It kept us pointing in the same direction all night until the current in the morning was facing the other way, and now we were pulling backwards on our anchor. So we got pretty close to a marker. I took a picture of it. We'll see if we can add that in, but it's pretty hazy looking through our cabin window, but it was no more than 20 feet away from our stern by the time we woke up in the morning. So needless to say, we had another very quick morning. Mary was gracious enough to make me a delicious coffee that I drank while preparing to run up here and get us out of here. She motors the boat right over top of the anchor, so the windlass has ease, and she's now a champ at doing that. She kept us right over that chain the whole time, and we're still got the dinghy on our hip. Last night, because of the conditions, the dinghy just wanted to keep blowing into us because it didn't have the current helping it. It was just going by the wind, so it was just bang, bang, bang. So I saddle tied that tight to the boat so we weren't hearing that, and it was a little bit more protected. So we left that down, and I put all the fenders on the other side of the boat for 2 reasons. One, if we do end up drifting, at least we have a bit of protection on, you know, the back stern of our boat and along the one side with fenders. And if we drag that night and we know about it, which we should because we have alarms, that would trigger us to get up and very quickly try to motor to that city dock, which was there and was available, but we would have to have done it in the dark with another yacht on the same dock. Yeah, an insane current. I've never docked a boat with current that's half of my motor speed. Trying to get to where we wanted to drop the anchor, we were like giving it a lot of throttle, and the boat was sitting still. So the thought of getting my boat close to another boat on purpose on a dock was kind of uncomfortable thought. So we voted against docking last night, and it worked out for the best. I fell asleep staring at my phone, watching the track on avionics of where we're going. We could show a little screenshot of that. And then and we had the anchor alarm, and that was set perfectly, that we basically went all the way around the outline of that anchor alarm, but not beyond it to trigger it. So that was for the first time set up well, because you have to set that alarm when you drop your anchor, not when you're back in the cockpit and thinking about it. So it tends to always get set 2 minutes too late, so we end up not in the center of the circle. That's my 2 cents. If you know the name of that phenomenon where we were, sailing in the current in front of our anchor, let us know, because that is something that I didn't see any information online. When I Google it, I just see a lot of surfing and a lot of anchoring, but not surfing over your anchor. So I'm curious to know more about that. If you can leave a comment below, that would be awesome. Thank you. If you like the video, tune in next week and we'll see what craziness happens then. And don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, just click that like button. It helps us out. It lets more people get the opportunity to watch our videos. So thank you, and catch you next time.